What's up? Welcome to the most trash sports show on Gorilla Cross. This is Unnamed Sports Show. Shout out to, I can't remember that dude's name.
James Hearn.
James Hearn, Clown of the Week. I was going to put his picture up on Monday and I forgot. But welcome to Unnamed Sports Show. I'm your host, Quan59, and we have a big show for you today. And NBA playoff, NHL playoffs, and the NBA draft. We're getting into it. We are here live, broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas in the Gorilla Cross studio every Monday, 6 p.m. West Coast time. We might be changing that to 4 for the playoffs. And every Thursday, 4 p.m. West Coast time. Also, shout out to DJ D. Foss in the building, in the comments right now. Got my co-host in the building, Dre Bailey from the only sports show that should be on Gorilla Cross Radio.
Let the ball bounce, Sports Talk Radio. Man, your guy, Dre Bailey. What it do? I appreciate you having me again, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming through, man. I know it's a big day, NFL draft, NBA playoffs. So for the NBA, because he doesn't watch any other sports, we got Kels back in the building 2 weeks in a row.
Man, that's cap. He keeps telling people that. Like, I thought I was ready. We could talk NHL today. We could talk the NFL draft. We could talk whatever you want. I'm ready.
Oh, this dude did research.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Okay.
I'm prepared.
Okay.
I didn't.
NBA is
You didn't do any?
I
Not
don't got to
on
do
NHL.
research.
How's your guys' week been?
Solid.
Yeah, it's
Solid?
been all right. And I've had better. So
Have you?
yeah.
What's your best week ever?
I don't know. Any other day, any other week other than
Besides
this
this
week.
one?
Yeah, besides this one. Yeah.
All right, man.
It's like that sometimes.
I feel
It
you.
is like
Hey,
that
listen,
sometimes.
I've
is like
had
that.
weeks like that for sure, bro. So, yeah.
I actually had a decent. It started out pretty decent. I actually gave some sporting bets to a couple of people who haven't bet on sports before, and they asked me my opinion about some games.
Okay.
And I went with them over to the Circa, and I don't bet, but they put $100 a piece on my bets, and they actually won. I told them to take Indiana Pacers in the second game because I said Indiana Pacers are a young team and they're hungry and they're going
they were winning that game.
and they're going to win that game. And Dame Lillard's not going to score 35 points
Was
in the
Milwaukee
first half.
favored
again.
in that game?
Yep, they were.
Wow.
To take Indiana, and that's what they did. I told them to take Minnesota. They were going to beat the brakes off of Phoenix Suns. They started a little slow, but they beat them. And then I said, don't take the points or the over or the under. Just take the win that the Mavericks will even that series up in LA, and that's what they did. $100 wins you $700.
Nice.
That would have been a nice bet.
Yeah,
I don't
ask me
bet
how
either,
much they
but
gave
I
me
would've-
though.
They didn't give you nothing?
Not a dime.
Oh, I thought that's why the week started off kind of good. I
Nah,
thought they
it's
broke you a
all
little
good.
bread.
No, that's why it kept going bad.
But I give people picks all the time, and they don't give me no money. It's all good. It's all good.
I don't know, man. I might-
Shout out to Dolomite. He'll be in here sometime in May doing a show with us. We're going to talk about his music and then get into some sports with him.
Yeah.
Gregory Payne, Uncle Craig in the house. Who's Gregory Payne? Is that him?
That's my guy, G Payne, man. That's,
Okay.
Yeah, Greg, man. What's up, G?
Yeah. He had a fire week.
Yeah, he did.
Good for him.
We actually ate at Barry's. We went and
nice.
ate a nice steak over at Barry's.
I still haven't been there.
nice.
I need to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the hookup with a couple people there. So, yeah.
I had a buddy
Just got
that
to leave that big tip
I had
and get
a-
everything else free.
Yeah, I had a buddy that was up for a day and a half. He won like almost $3,500 at the Circa.
Wow.
And gave it back in 30 minutes.
That's how they get you. That's how they get
But
you.
here's the
how they
thing,
get
you
you.
know people gamble a lot because I've been sitting there with friends just at a bar,
Yeah.
and they went up to $800. I'm like, oh my gosh, off 100, like, but they just keep playing.
Yeah.
Got up to 1,300. I'm like, you gamble a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I turn $100 into 800, I'm done.
I'm cashing
like
out.
I feel like I hit the lottery.
But we kind of grew up here, so we know
That's true.
what to do.
Yeah.
But people who haven't, they think they have a system. And the bottom line is, if you're up, leave up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't
You gotta
keep
leave.
going. Don't
Never
keep
happens.
going.
Never happens.
Yeah.
They keep going. They lose it all.
Ray's son said Lakers in 7,
I'm with you.
but he's laughing about it. He's laughing about it.
I'm with him.
And let's go ahead and just get into it. If you're watching, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And like the video and leave a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. City, state, wherever. If you're in Vegas, let us know where in Vegas you're watching from. Give us your PIN number, your bank account number, and all that good stuff as well.
Social.
And we'll send you a prize. All right, Lakers in Denver. Can Lakers get back in this series? And are they done making excuses? Because all I've heard from the fans, from the players, from the horrible coach, from some of the media is it's the ref's fault. There was bad calls. There's bad calls in every single game, right?
100%.
This is the NBA. This is professional sports. Until they get AI robots to make these calls and get every call 100% accurate, we deal with this. Some of the calls they were complaining about is when Lakers were up by double digits when D'Angelo Russell got fouled. And I know it can change the momentum in games, right? Like we know that, and we know the refs sometimes can determine outcomes by changing momentum, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, my issue is none of the players said we were up 20, we failed. And that to me is an issue because when you have a 20-point lead in the playoff game, and Lakers have had a lot of leads in these last 2 playoff series against Denver, and they've given them all up the same exact way.
Yeah.
Part of it's coaching, part of it's the players not executing. A lot of it's Anthony Davis disappearing. He plays great, and then he disappears a little bit in the last quarter. But there's a lot of blame to go around, but the players and coaches need to take blame for themselves. What do you guys think, Dre?
I think that a lot of what has haunted the Lakers during the regular season is haunting them in the playoffs, and that is bad defense.
Yeah.
Bad defensive execution down the stretch. Lakers don't have a problem building leads or being in any game in any National Basketball Association game. Seriously, especially in the playoffs. But right now, they have a problem with perimeter defense.
Yeah.
they are not playing really good defense. And they didn't play really good defense during the season either. But at the same time, to harp and complain about calls, come on, man. They know better than that. LeBron knows better than that. AD knows better than that. The entire league knows better than that. The refs in the National Basketball Association are not perfect, and they're probably some of the worst refs that you're ever going to see. But at the same time, when you have a 20-point lead, that is on you to sustain that lead, especially against a team like Denver.
Especially in the second half. This wasn't like in the first quarter, you just had a quick run.
No. Let me tell you, there are two teams in the league. One team is not in the playoffs, one team is. There are two teams in the league that if you have a 20-point lead, you still have to continue to press on the gas. That's number one, Denver Nuggets. Number two, Golden State Warriors, because the fact that they can shoot the threes so well. Yeah. You cannot, if you have a 20-point lead against Denver, slow the ball down, execute, play great defense, and get rebounds. They were really messing up on offensive and
offensive rebounds the whole game.
Bro.
Anthony Davis had one. And when LeBron shot that last three, which it's a tie game, you don't need a three, but I understand, like you want to, whatever. He was open. If your star player is wide open for a three-point shot, you know he's going to take it, right?
Especially with the percentage that he's making three this year.
But I feel like I feel like they're coached to run back instead of crash the boards, and they didn't even run back good. Yeah. But there was still too much time. You gave Denver too much time to be able to walk the ball down. Yeah. And they didn't crash the boards. Anthony Davis had one offensive rebound.
I think they should have went into him more, forced him to take the ball to the bucket.
LeBron and AD were doing the pick and roll to get up by 20.
Yeah.
When they got up by 20, they stopped.
It was working really well, too.
Is that the players or is that the coach to tell them, Kels?
Nah.
So I'm going to say this. So I by no means ever want to, use the refs as a cop-out. But overall, when you look at the entire game, even stat for stat, it looks like the Lakers played a better game, and that kind of just tells the story that those moments kind of matter a little bit more than we're giving credit to, right? Yeah. Lakers shot a better field goal percentage than them. They hit more threes than them. Literally shot better from the free throw line than them. Didn't go to the free throw line as much, but they shot less of a free throw percentage. I'm sorry.
Jamal Murray was playing like trash.
Yeah.
And he's not going to do that again.
And he's not. So I do think a big part of it is player decisions. I think that one of my favorite things about LeBron is he doesn't usually live for the moment. And that three after he dropped a boy was definitely a moment shot where normally he would have passed up the opportunity. But like you said, he was open. He had to take the shot. But he still shot he shot lights out that game from three. I'm pretty sure he literally, I don't even remember what it was, but he shot like above 40% for that game, So I just think that the decisions in the moment matter a lot. But when you see the players complaining about those small things and those calls and stuff like that, it's because they're doing a lot well and those moments still matter. So I don't ever want to use the rest as a cop out, but at the same time, you got to talk to the rest about those moments because
there was definitely some weird calls. I mean the review when they called a foul on Michael Porter Jr. when he hit D'Angelo Russell in the head, and then they overturned it. That didn't make sense to me. He still got hit. It doesn't matter if the ball's out of his hands or not.
Right.
He got hit in the head. Yeah. So that's part of the motion of the shot. Yeah. And they gave Denver the ball. So that could have put Lakers up by 12. But at the same time, you're still up double digits at that point in the third quarter.
Yeah.
I still think they're looking for Austin Reeves, the others, Gabe Vincent, the others to actually participate in a basketball game. Yeah. And I'm looking at Darvin Ham. His rotations sometimes are very questionable.
All the time.
But it's going to be very interesting with Vanderbilt and Christian Wood coming back, how he's going to manage that rotation and get them involved defensively so that they can grab some more offensive and defensive
And where's
rebounds.
Vanderbilt going to be at after missing most of the season?
Yeah. I mean, I would put him on the Joker. It save some wear and tear on AD or LeBron's body with trying to guard him. Put Vanderbilt on him, throw Christian Wood on him, bring Rui in, throw him on him a little bit. Just have some different looks out there on him. Lakers team have a great team that you can kind of throw different looks. Why isn't he being more strategic with his players?
So
I don't understand.
this happened last year. I think the game went into overtime. It was game 1 or 2 where Lakers were up big.
Yeah.
Had a 15-point lead. Same thing happened where they're just chipping away. 3 minutes left, still up 10, and you still don't feel safe. And they chip all the way down. I think sent the game into overtime. Yeah. And Darvin Ham did the same thing. It's in Denver. The players can't breathe, and he leaves all the same players in for the whole fourth quarter and overtime. And he did that in this game too. And I'm just watching. I'm like, he didn't learn anything from last year. Yeah. From the way they coached. Now, Lakers complaining about the refs. Was this something maybe like it was a little bit of excuses, but to get in the heads of the NBA and the refs for game 3 and game 4 moving forward?
I mean, at the end of the day, home team's supposed to take care of home court, right? Denver did exactly what they were supposed to do. Yeah. Let's not take anything away from Denver. I remember hearing a lot of noise during NBA season saying, oh, Denver team looks a little different. You know, they traded away a couple of players and they're probably not going to win it again this year. No, man, let me tell you, those young players and the way that they have chemistry over there, this makes a Denver team even more dangerous than they were last year.
When you still have your nucleus and they won.
Yes.
One of my biggest frustrations, Kels, is the fact that Lakers have looked good in every game, not just this series, last series too, last year. All 4 games were close. Like they were in it. They looked like they could win. And even in the season series, they've been in all these games. They've looked like the better team in some of the majority of these games. They just can't close out. Yeah. What do they have to do tonight in the fourth quarter to actually close out a game?
It's a supporting cast, 100%.
Especially at home.
Especially at home. Yeah, we're not in the era of basketball anymore where 2 or 3 players can, go off and have 25-point games and you win the game. Yeah. That era of basketball is changing again, and we're getting back into it where so many people are so athletic and they can score and play defense that every player on the court has to have double-digit numbers, and that's what Denver does really well. They get everybody involved. They make sure that, the least important player on the court is going to have 10 points with at least 5 or 6 rebounds. So they need that. Rui Hachimura scoring 3 points is tragic. 3 points is insane. Austin Reeves having 9 points, tragic.
Especially for all the minutes he's playing.
Especially for all the minutes we're playing.
He's playing like he wants to get traded, because if Lakers get swept in this series, him, even D'Lo, even though D'Angelo Russell had an amazing game, he was hitting his threes in game 2, but if they don't step up, man, I mean, this is 2 years in a row of them disappearing against Denver.
Yeah, and honestly, last year, Austin looked better right now in this series last year, and D'Lo was missing. Now, D'Lo's there, and Austin's missing. They need those supporting casts. They need everybody in those double-digit numbers to be able to be consistent enough to say that, okay, we pull this win out. They lost by 1 with 2 of their main scorers or main supporters in single digits, and lost by 1. So,
and not to cut you off, and I don't want to give Austin Reeves any pass. But he did play with the Team USA late in the season last year, and I think it's showing some effects of being tired. Now that you're having to go into the playoffs,
he looks more scared than tired though. He looks timid. He's not.
Which is crazy because last year he rose to every moment. He hitting half court shots at the half.
He has the bag now. Right, so it's a little different. Yeah. Like last year he was playing for the bag. Now he has the bag, right? And so I don't want to give him any excuses, but for people like him, Rui, Vanderbilt, Christian Wood, Gabe Vincent, those guys, I think being at home, you have to seize the moment. And so Lakers and Laker fans, you have to take care of home court. I think these next 2 games at home, you have to win. Yeah. You have to win on your home court.
I mean, it's over if they don't. Chris Wynn said, Dre's right, guys like Reeves, Hachimura, D'Lo, Vincent need to step up. And now getting Christian Wood, can he give you 15 good minutes? Can Vanderbilt give you 20 good minutes on defense? We don't need you to score. And all they need is
rebounds.
Yeah, we need some rebounds. If Lakers would have got one more offensive rebound on that 3, they would have been able to win the game, or at least it goes into overtime, and then we get to see from there. But at the same time, Jamal Murray was heating up, so you didn't want overtime, and I think that's why LeBron James took that three.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did not want overtime
because we don't want overtime on a team like they've already inched their way all the way back to tie it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of your best statistically 3-point shooters, percentage-wise. If they're going to leave you wide open, take it, right? Yep. So in my opinion, I thought it was a good three from LeBron because had it went in, it'd be a different story, right?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a different narrative, right?
Completely.
But at the same time, man, stop leaving it up to the refs to decide a game. Let's not take anything away from Denver. That was an incredible shot, fadeaway shot by Jamal Bubble Murray, because that's who he's starting to play like, the bubble now. Yeah. That is why I say this is a more dangerous team than they were last year, because Murray was just coming off an injury, right, where he only played half the season, and they still won. Yep. Now he's played all season, no effects of that injury, having any issues with him. He's balling right now.
He is. I mean, Jamal Murray's a great player.
Yeah,
he's top 10, 15 in the NBA.
Yeah, he is. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Literally, got the switch, he got the big man out to the line, drug him out of the paint. If he did miss, then they had an opportunity for another offensive board. Like, he did exactly what he was supposed to do as a basketball player, and that's what Denver's really good at. And I won't take away from Denver. Jamal Murray is a monster. Watching them play, like, it's good basketball all the time.
But we know who Denver is. Denver's stamped their identity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this is all on the Lakers. Denver is going to make comebacks.
Yeah.
They are. Lakers need to make those adjustments as players, as a coaching staff that they haven't been able to make for the last 10 games because they've been in these games. They've been winning these games. They could beat this team. And that, to me, is my biggest frustration, with all of this. Chris Wynn said, all things considered, the Nuggets are just flat out a better basketball team guy. They are, but
I think
are
they're
they? Laker, obviously they are because they've won these games. But one more rebound, one more shot. Lakers win last year, they win this. I mean, that's how close these games have been.
And
if they have all been blowouts and Lakers just can't hang, but Lakers have been double-digit leads in almost every single one of these games. And that's what's frustrating as a Laker fan and just as a NBA fan in general. But yeah, hats off to Denver. They are the champions. They're going to make these comebacks. They're the best in the league.
Yeah. Chris Wynn, I don't know if I agree with that comment. I don't know how much competitive basketball you've ever played before. And this is speaking from a person who played competitive in high school and competitive in college. I'm not going to say that Denver is a better team. I just said that they execute better. They are a better coached team.
Better coached.
Yeah.
Coaching matters.
Coaching matters. They execute better, and everybody is okay with their roles. We know that Joker is the best one on this team, but who took the last shot?
Jamal
Murray.
Yep.
And did Joker have an attitude about it? Was he, crying on the sideline when they drew the play up? No, because he is a total team player, just like everybody else on that team will buy in to get the job done. And I think that's a lot of what the Lakers need to do. They need to have a coach who could go in and draw up some plays, and everybody buy in on what's going on, and you don't see that. To say that the Denver has a better team, I wouldn't say that. They just have a better team to execute the plays and their coach better.
And I have a problem with some of the people complaining about LeBron James.
They're always going to complain about LeBron.
Why did he take the three? Kobe would have never done that. First of all, Kobe took some very bad shots.
But
LeBron James, he's in his 20th year. He's 39 years old, and he had a dominant game. There's not one player ever in their 20th year that scored more than 6 points a game, I think, besides LeBron James. He had an amazing game. Do I wish he would have taken it to the hole? Yes. But guess what happened? The whole fourth quarter of him taking it to the hole.
No calls.
He got hit 16 times, got one foul call.
100%.
And then he was guarding Jamal Murray. Nothing even barely touched, and they call a foul.
Yep.
So what LeBron's thinking is, I'm not getting the foul call. Why am I going to drive to the hole when I'm wide open right now? Let me hit this three. I'm almost 50% on the season from threes.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't with LeBron. Let's say he drove it to the hole, didn't get the call, missed a shot. He had a wide open three. Why didn't he shoot it? Look at his field goal. Look at his 3-point percentage, right? Then he shoots the three. He misses it. Why didn't he drive it to the? It's
and
gonna.
If LeBron makes the three, he's not humble. Look how prideful he was in that win.
Absolutely, he can't win. Yeah, he was 3 for 5 from 3 that game. So it's just insane to think that anybody could question why did he shoot it. It just doesn't make sense. If you're questioning that, you're not watching basketball. But it takes me back to something that you said earlier. It's like basically when it comes down to those moments and LeBron James is making those decisions and those not getting fouled and things like that. Like that's where I think LeBron handled his post-game interview very, very well, and just not really complaining and blaming the refs, but took a moment to shout out like, what are they doing in the replay center? If you watch the whole
look at the New York game, like if you watch the whole.
And I'm glad LeBron shouted at the New York game too, so it didn't just look like you're blaming just the refs on this game. Yeah. Look at what happened in the New York game too. And the next day they said that Maxey got fouled twice.
Yeah, and what's the point of the replay?
You see the timeouts. You should be able to replay everything.
You should.
It doesn't take that long. If we could see it watching Dre, if we could see it on our TV in 5 seconds, you don't need to take 10 minutes to replay these things. We see it in 5 seconds. This is what happened. Cool. Move on.
What are they doing in the replay center? Like LeBron said, what are you doing up there? You're watching the same thing that we're watching, and you still get the call wrong?
Yep.
How?
Makes
Sway?
no sense.
Got all the angles. It makes no sense.
And why do you think people say sports are fixed? Because of stuff like this. You have a replay center. We see the same thing you're seeing, and then you call something different. Because Lakers got overturned twice.
Yep.
On a LeBron foul that he did get touched. And if you get touched, like maybe it wasn't the best foul, but it was still a foul, and they overturned it. Yeah. And then the D'Angelo Russell one, and then the no calls, and then the New York game, where listen, that was a great comeback by New York. I'm not mad at New York for coming back and winning that game.
Yeah, not at all.
But at the same time, did the refs help it out a little bit by not letting them call the timeout? They had 3 people calling the timeout. It's ridiculous. But let's move on from the Laker game. And let's talk about
Lakers play today, right?
Lakers play tonight.
I'm going Lakers today.
Yep, me too. That's my pick.
I actually picked Lakers by 15. Yeah, and it might not be that, but I think Lakers just go out. And if they get a big lead in this game, I'm not saying Denver folds, but I think it's just going to be a lot. I feel like it could be a big win, but at the same time, I don't care if we win by half a point.
Yeah.
Let's win this game.
I think 2 things are going to make a huge factor. Is one, the refs got called out, so they know they're going to have to be a little bit tighter. So we're not going to see as many missed calls.
Sometimes that pisses them off, though.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it does, yeah. But it's all 2 games back to back, and during the playoffs, that like you don't want all that attention on you, all that spotlight on you. I think that
and you're not getting the same refs. So Scott Foster's not there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think we're gonna miss less calls. It's gonna be a more competitive game, and I think that Lakers know they have to win at home. They have to take both of these games, but they have that mentality. Yeah. I have to win. So I got Lakers taking it as well.
And they know they're right there in Denver. They had I think 15-point lead in game 1. 20-point lead in game 2.
Right.
You know you can do this. You just have to execute at the end and just win.
Yeah.
Just win, baby. I do got the Lakers tonight. Who do you guys got? Let us know in the comments. Who do you have tonight? Lakers versus Denver Nuggets. I'm excited.
Straight up. Don't take Lakers or Denver with points. If you're betting,
straight up.
Just go straight up.
Who you got winning? But this was the most disappointed I've been after a loss in a long time, because I think because they've lost 10 in a row to the same team, been in it the whole time. Daniel Velasquez has Denver. So, yeah. All right, last night, Miami Heat was on their way to get swept, and they did not. Nope. I had zero faith in the Miami Heat in this series. I thought they might win one in Miami, but I really doubted that. I thought this was a sweep, especially after game 1, especially after Jimmy Butler goes out, especially after Terry Rozier's out. Who else is out? There's another player out. They had no right to go out there and win this game. Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and the best coach in the league today, Eric Spoelstra, who's never got Coach of the Year, but he might get Coach of the Decade. Listen, man,
that dude can coach. Man.
Nobody else, no other coach would be able to coach a team like this to an NBA win. I'm sorry.
They
had no business doing this.
No other coach can do what Eric Spoelstra is doing. Every year we're hearing about 2 or 3 players that play for the Miami Heat that nobody's ever heard about that is stepping up and seizing the moment every single year. What they have going on over in Miami is a great system. They have a great coach. They have a great general manager. The entire Heat culture is completely different over there. And I don't count the Miami Heat out every year in the playoffs, even when Jimmy is down. That team seems to step up and play big basketball. Adebayo played great basketball like I knew he would. If the team needed him, Tyler Hero's going to give you what he's going to give you, and the others will step up. Yeah. So this is not going to be a cakewalk.
No.
You
Celtics
have to come
be
and play.
Scared because of what happened last year. They thought they were winning for sure last year too. So I know Celtics fans have to be worried, Caleb.
Yeah. I actually talked to a close friend of mine who's a Celtics fan, and they just have so much faith in Jason Tatum, and I don't have the same faith in him.
I don't either. I love Tatum.
I do.
I would love for him to be a Laker.
He's an amazing player.
He hasn't proven anything yet.
He has not. And there's been so many moments where we needed him to go crazy, and he just didn't. There's been so many moments where Boston should have won games, and Tatum should have been the person to take the shot, and he didn't. You know, just the drive and hunger that you're supposed to see in a player that's good. You don't always see it in Tatum. Yeah. And in a 7-game series, it's gonna hurt them. With that being said, though, I still give Boston this because I don't imagine Tyler Hero doing this every night. Bam, maybe. Bam could probably do this on a regular basis. Definitely could. I don't see Tyler Hero doing this every night.
And shout out for Bam stepping up because I didn't know if he would with Jimmy Butler going out.
Yeah.
And he's showing the player that he is, and I give him a lot of props and respect for that. For sure.
But he had to. It was that or get swept. It's literally that or get swept. Now, step up, take over everything that Jimmy does. You got to be the best defensive player and be the number one offensive option or go home.
Can the Heat win this series? You say you don't believe in it. I didn't either. But at the same time, I didn't think they would win the game. And the way they played, and they have a way, and Boston has a way of getting their heart taken out and kind of folding. And I don't know if that's Joe Mazzulla's fault. But they did that last year, and listen, the same thing could happen, man.
Yeah.
I'm still picking Celtics for the series. But Trey, do you think Miami has a chance to win the series?
I do think Miami has a chance to win the series, only because I said earlier that I didn't believe that the Boston Celtics were still mature enough to even make that hump. You still got to have big games by Brown and Tatum in order for them to make it out of this series. But let me tell you, that Miami team has grit. They will defend, because that is what they do, is they will defend and they will get everybody involved. Yeah. And Bam Adebayo will show the world right now, with Jimmy Buckets being out, that he can help lead a franchise to a first-round victory over a great number 1 seed.
So my question is if they can beat Boston, if they take Boston out, who else in the East is stopping them?
And the crazy thing about it is if Bam Adebayo and that Miami Heat continues to play this way while Jimmy Buckets is out, that gives them time to continue to keep him out until he really gets healthy enough. Yeah. I wouldn't be in the rush to bring him back right now. Seems that they won a game without him.
Yeah.
How long is he supposed to be out?
I was just about to say it's only supposed to be like 3 weeks or something like that. It's supposed to be 3 weeks and get reevaluated. It's a long time in basketball.
But do you think he sees what Miami's doing and is like, you know what, let me come back earlier? I can see him coming back earlier. Remember when Ron Artest did that? He had surgery on his knee, came back in 15 days.
Yeah, which
is
he was
supposed to be out like 3 months. He was supposed to miss the rest of the season.
Yeah. How did he play that series though?
He played good.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think so. Jimmy Butler has that dog in him. He's the type of player who's going to be like anything, love of the game clause, like Michael Jordan. You know, he's going to, if he feels good and he can actually stand and walk on it. I mean, look at him. That sprain that would have took people out and made him, not play again. He finished that game. And he finished just as hard. He played just as hard all the way through, limping up and down the court. So he'll definitely come back early if he can.
All right, Trey, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. You know what I'm saying? So, these playoffs, man. It makes you. NBA is fantastic.
Bro, you gotta love the playoffs.
You gotta love it, man.
Yeah,
you gotta love it.
All right.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
I think that it's going to be interesting too with Jaylen Brown. He's got to be the guy that literally, they need a good duo. They need a Splash Bros type of situation, and it's never there. So I think on that point, you guys are really right because
he low-key disappeared last year and then got paid for it.
And got paid.
Handsomely.
And that,
And then he entered the dunk contest. Boy, sat down.
And it wasn't good.
Bro.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good at all.
I don't know. I think that the Boston fans are practicing their silent R that they're getting ready to call a team if they lose this series. They're going to bring out them silent R's real quick.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Boston fans are loyal.
What is that?
They're going to fight.
The silent R in Negro.
Oh, man. You guys are a mess.
I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest, man. The people in Boston, man, they're not all racist, but you know, they do have an undertone.
Oh yeah.
I got friends in Boston. I can't say
They love the team. Look, they love
Are
their.
they white?
Yeah.
Do they? Never mind.
Look. Boston loves their sports teams when they're winning.
Oh yeah.
When they're losing, you're every name under the sun.
Oh, for sure. And quick to ship out. We don't need them. We don't.
Yikes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yikes. I don't know. I mean, Boston, if you want to show me something, you take care of the Miami Heat. If you let this game go 7, I'm taking Miami in 7 games.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's almost a rivalry at this point too. Like, the fight, the back and forth last year, came down to a single moment. I think, Jimmy Buckets missed that running 3 when everybody felt like he should have attacked. But that moment right there would have been the end of Boston's whole legacy. And they held on by a hair. And now you're back at it again, 1-1 in a new series of next year when you're supposed to be, the best team in the East by far. You're playing the 7th or 8th seed or the 8th seed and you're 1-1 already. Like it's scary for Boston. This rivalry, the Heat are gonna fight down to the last,
like they do every year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, man. Let us know in the comments who you guys got, Boston or Miami in this series.
Oh, you want to go for the series?
I definitely think Miami could get some more games. I really do.
I'm gonna go Boston in this series, but if they let it go 7, I'm taking Miami.
Yeah,
that's a good call. I'm also going Boston. I just don't have the faith in Tyler Hero that everybody else does. Gonna love to see Bam do what he does. And like you said, they're gritty. The whole team's gonna fight. They're gonna scratch and claw at this every game, and it's gonna be very entertaining. But you need 25 from Bam and 25 from Tyler Hero every game, and I just don't see Tyler Hero showing up that often. So I got Boston.
But they're going back home. So when you have a team going back home, and why is this not on the draft? When you got a team going back home, players like that definitely step up and play better on their home.
Yeah,
field.
it's gonna be I'll give them another game or 2 as well. But like you said, if it goes 7, then it might come down to the wire, and that changes a lot.
Listen, we have a lot to talk about tonight, folks. We got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, NFL draft. We haven't even gotten to the draft yet because I think we're all. I think everyone in this room likes the draft, right? Like we all love the NFL, but it's NBA playoffs.
Yeah, it's NBA playoffs right now.
NFL can wait. Chris Wynn, it's kind of funny how we were talking about the Celtics need to take care of Miami when most of us have Boston as a clear favorite to win the East. I don't have them as a clear favorite to win the East because we haven't seen them prove that they're dominant in the playoffs. We've seen them lose. We've seen them get to the finals and lose to Golden State. We saw them get to the Eastern Conference Finals and lose to Miami. We've seen them do this a lot. They did that in the bubble. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to Miami. They haven't won any big games.
Yeah, but to Chris's point, they're with a favorite in the East, like every time Eastern Conference Finals, and honestly, the only team that we really expected to be able to stop them is probably the Bucks. And with Giannis being out for a little bit, who knows what's going to happen with them? So I just think that it's true. Like it's crazy. The Celtics
but if New York keeps getting
his
confidence and win some games, listen, New York could take out the Celtics too.
Getting confidence is a big if. You could lose confidence in a game.
No, they definitely can. But I think they've had confidence for a while. They had the 2 seed.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson's playing like he's a superstar, and he's not. He's not, but he's playing like one.
I like the fact that he was arguing with the ref. The ref walked away, and his dad is an assistant coach with the Knicks, and he told him, "Stop complaining. Stop all the complaining to the refs. And he put his head down.
Yeah, he listened
like
to
they
Pops.
need. Well, you need that. You need that, right? And so,
shout out to Dallas for not paying him.
Yeah, yikes. Because I thought that him and Luka was already. I thought that was it. I was like, ooh, that's a nice little tandem. Didn't they let him go?
And I love Luka, but I feel like I'd be the same way with Brunson. First of all, his dad was a coach in New York, so I think he grew up in New York because his dad played there. And then when you look at Luka and you're playing with him and you're good, and every time down the court you're like, I'm open,
Yeah,
I'm open. And Luka's just dribbling the shot,
Yeah.
He's a little frustrated. He's getting better, especially with Kyrie there. But I still look at Kyrie sometimes. I don't know if you guys do this when you're watching the plays, and you look at Kyrie like, he might do some of that voodoo stuff on Luka in the back. But listen, we'll talk about that series in a second because Dallas did what I thought they were going to do.
I still think that Philly could take this to Game 7. To 7 games. I don't want to say that New York Knicks are fool's gold right now, but I think that they are catching the Philadelphia 76ers off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, hold on. You guys good?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that Embiid needs to play like the MVP that he was trying to tell people he was before he hurt his knee. You need to play up to MVP level.
This dude is playing on one leg, still averaging 31 a game.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like blood or something coming through his leg, and he was still in the game?
And we don't know
if
it
his knee
was
that bad.
We don't know if they cut it open to drain it or something like that, or what the case was. But we all saw that they didn't really give an explanation for the blood.
Well,
so it was a little weird. But he's not. He's definitely not healthy.
They're down
if this was it's 2-0. But listen, take care of home, right? All you have to do in the playoffs is take care of home and then 1-1 on the road.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this. If the Knicks win this third game, you should sideline Joel Embiid, get him healthy for next season, let them, ride the rest of this series out, man, because you don't want your franchise player to do something that will hurt him 2, 3, 4 years after this. It's just, I've seen
is this Embiid? Because he's never been healthy.
I was just about to say that. At this point, it's like, how often can you do that? How often can you be like, all right, man, we're going to take this L because Embiid doesn't feel good? It happens way too often.
Yeah, but his knee is pretty bad, man.
It is. He wouldn't be playing if this was the regular season at all.
Yeah.
He probably would have missed another month.
Yeah. I mean...
And thanks Tamika Bolton for sharing.
I pretty much called it. I said the first 1, 2, and 3 teams do have the potential to lose their first round matchups with their teams, and Philly is one of them. This New York team, I think, is good enough to win a first round. Yeah. I don't think they're good enough to win a second round, but. Hey, New York fans, you're getting something that you ain't seen in a long time.
And they're excited.
They are super excited. Don't get too excited. You're not winning a chip yet.
Yeah.
So Knicks and Sixers are on right now.
Yeah.
And we have Cleveland and Orlando. Orlando needs this game. They're up 42-30 right now. I don't think so. I think Orlando ties this. I think it goes back to Cleveland 2-2. I said this on Monday's show. I feel like these are two evenly matched teams. Orlando's a young team, so I didn't expect them to necessarily go into Cleveland and win either of these games. I wanted to see closer games, right? But I won't be surprised if they come out here and win the next 2 games in Orlando and it goes back. I think this is a 6 or 7 game series for sure. And I wouldn't be shocked if Orlando won the series, even though I do think Cleveland is overall the better team because Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the floor. But Paolo Banchero is probably going to be better than Devin Mitchell when it's all said and done. I think he's a great player, and people don't even know who he is yet.
Yeah.
I did pick Orlando to surprise the Cavs and win this series, but too much Donovan Mitchell, man.
And Orlando's up 12 now, so they have to make a statement in this game, hold on to this lead.
But Mitchell also is playing in this series like he played in a bubble. That's what I'm saying. Like him and Murray over in the Nuggets, like right now, they are playing out of their minds basketball. And so when you have 2 players right there who refuse to lose and put their team on the back, You know, my vote is for Mitchell. But you know, like I said earlier, a couple weeks ago, do not sleep on this Orlando Magic team to win this series.
Yeah, and they're fun to watch. And I think going to Orlando, they haven't been in the playoffs in a long time. They do have a really good fan base out there. Yeah. So I think they're going to be exciting these next 2 games.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good watch either way, too. Donovan Mitchell is going to be the defining factor. He's going to be that player that either has a really, really great game, so Orlando ends up losing because of it, or like you said, they're pretty evenly matched, so Orlando could take a few. But it's just hard to try to bet against that veteran mindset, that mindset, that playoff experience, finals experience.
Bingo.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just he's played with all kinds of calibers of players, and I just think that mindset's going to take them over the edge. Paulo Banchero, I watched him play in the Olympic game that was out here not too long ago, and a very young player, very young mindset, and as a player, doesn't keep doing what works, gets away from it because he wants to try something new, you know. So I just think that it's going to take a lot of coaching to make sure that he's as effective as he can be.
Now, Hardenstein, can he use the N-word?
Who?
Hardenstein for the Knicks.
No.
His dad's mixed.
I don't care what it is.
His dad's mixed. He's like Drake's color.
So he's like, so that makes him like 1/4?
Yeah, he's 25% black.
25%. Not 24, not 26.
Can you just say the first 3 letters?
What's up, my nig?
My nig?
Yeah.
No, who says that?
Nah.
Are you sure?
Nah.
That used to be a thing, maybe. But
Yeah, it used to be a thing.
So if he says it and someone wants to fight him, does he just pull out a picture of his dad?
I think he should just use the hard ER.
So just, if you're gonna go,
might as well go.
I haven't heard that used in a long time.
Yeah, I bet you have it.
My whole thing is
3:59 p.m.
It really depends on. He's just got to be smart about who he uses around it. That's all. He has to be smart about who he uses around. If he's around the right people, he might not get punched in the face. If he's around the wrong people,
it's tragic.
And somebody, curb stomps him, it's reasonable.
This happened like 8 or 9, probably 10 years ago on Facebook, right? Somebody said they could use it. And so I put a Facebook poll up because they were telling me like offline they could use it. You know him. His name's Jack.
Why you name drop him, bro? I knew it.
Because he would say it all the time. And I'm like, bro, like, you might be able to say that around your friends, but I know you can't say that around my friends. But him and the person he was with at the time were like arguing with me, like, no, it doesn't mean the same thing anymore. I'm like, to a lot of people it does, to most people it does.
It's that part.
But he was saying it around you guys.
Yeah. So I have the mindset. I'll tell you now. I have the mindset that.
Tell me the mindset you had, because he said it way too many times around you guys.
I have
and
the
he's
mindset.
White.
He's completely white, like Italian. I have the mindset that you can tell when something's derogatory. You can tell when something has negative intent behind it, and it's not the word. I do believe that the word has changed, and when somebody is culturally involved in a lot of the things that's a part of, I personally will not be offended as long as I can tell that there's no negative intent. But I also believe that I have no right to tell somebody else if they should be offended or not. So if somebody else is offended, they're offended. So if, to your point, you could say it around your friends.
But should you tell your friend, like, you know what, maybe you shouldn't say that anymore?
I think that they got to be
Did you ever have that
enough.
Conversation with him?
Not at all, because it doesn't bother me. So I think that he has to.
But knowing that your homeboy could get punched in the mouth for it in a broken jaw, wouldn't you warn him? Like, maybe that's not good to do anymore now that you're a little more grown up.
I got a friend that teeters. He's not black, but he teeters around saying that word, and he's trying to be funny or a comedian, and he's trying to make other people uncomfortable on purpose so that he can have a conversation. I'm like, look, bro, that's not.
How old is he?
In his late 40s.
Yeah, see.
I'm like, other people are looking at you as a little racist, bro. You have to calm that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm not gonna save you from getting your ass whooped if it's somebody else other than me.
Yeah. Honestly,
like, seriously.
And growing up, like, obviously, like, I grew up in the hip hop era, like I was in hip hop, so I would repeat the lyrics, but I never said it like casually and I don't do that anymore, because when I grew up, right? Like, you realize, oh, you know what? Maybe that word didn't mean a lot to like the people we were around in our generation, but then when the older generation teaches you about it, it's time to like, okay, maybe don't do that anymore.
I'm a firm believer though that we can't pick and choose what parts of our culture we want people to be a part of. If we're gonna invite people into the culture, we gotta invite them into the culture. You know what I mean? So it's.
But are you inviting them in, or are they just coming in?
Well, yeah, that's a completely different conversation. That's a completely different conversation. Whole new podcast. We could talk for hours on that. But you know what I mean? Like we push hip hop, we push music, we push, you know what I mean, certain things, breakdancing, b-boying, and you know, all these scenes that are, you know, culturally known as black culture, but you know, we want everybody to be a part of it, things like that. So it's very hard for me to say, well, you could be a part of this, but not that part right there, don't do that. You know, so personally, I just feel like it really intention behind it means so much more. I'd be just as offended if somebody called me, you know, cupcake in a derogatory way as if they dropped the N-bomb in a derogatory way. One doesn't mean more than or another. To me, it's
have you ever called a white guy cracker?
I have never used the word cracker.
Right, you?
Cracker?
White people, do you get offended at racial slurs?
Crack ass, cracker.
I've never got mad.
I think if anything, I'd go to honky first.
I hadn't heard that word since George Jefferson. You know, yeah, that word still exists.
That's such a weird word.
That is a real word.
It is a weird word.
And it's hard. It's such a funny word. Like, it would be so hard for me to get offended if someone called me that. I think I would laugh instead.
You know,
I think white boy, when someone says white boy, because they say it so hard, like, I know you're calling me the N-word right now.
You know what's funny is I've heard that word,
Facts.
that honky word. I'm not gonna say, you know, no names, but because I don't even talk to this person, I'm not even gonna say no names. But my pops ended up calling my wife that, and I was like, "Really? Ooh. You are old bigot, huh?" And I don't even mess with him no more, dude. Like, really? You got kids that are my kids are mixed, and this what? You mad? Right. And so you just throwing words out there, and you say the H word?
What? The H word?
I was like, honky? I ain't heard that
with
word
the hard Y.
Come on, bro.
Hard
honky.
I don't get it,
man.
Sometimes people, man, you don't grow up, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if you think that it's gonna get under my skin by you using a certain word, that shows your immaturity.
Absolutely,
because words don't hurt me, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna be more upset at how you say it, your intention behind what you say, than what you're saying. You're not gonna pick at me with a word.
I don't care if you say it with intention, trying to hurt me. That's not gonna bother me.
Yeah,
like,
you're more mature than me.
But for you to think that I'm gonna use this word in a minute and it's going to just rattle him.
Wait till I say this.
Wait till I say this.
All right, Chris Wynn said, to me as a white guy, I view this topic from a place of respect and decency. There's absolutely no reason for me to use the N-word.
At all.
Chris.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Or even want to, or even have that conversation of, like, why do we even have that conversation? Is it okay or not as white people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just don't say it.
It's
I don't think
okay.
anyone should say it, to be honest. Like, just, you know, kick that word out of the dictionary. But I understand why some people use it, and I don't get offended when my friends are using that. When my black friends are using that word around me. But anyways, back to the NBA playoffs.
That was a left
forgot
turn.
what show we were on. Cavs and Orlando, Knicks and Sixers. Let's go to the Clippers and Mavs. Kawhi Leonard comes back. We thought Kawhi Leonard could come back in the second game, right? And we wouldn't have been surprised at the beginning of the series if it went 1-1 going back to Dallas. But we thought Dallas wins the first game with Kawhi not being there. Kawhi comes back. Is there just too many stars on the Clippers?
That's always been the problem. That's literally always been the problem.
It's only one ball.
There's one ball, everybody. And it's not even just the stars.
Chris Wynn, you are a cracker.
I didn't see the comment, so that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, he cracker. The most crackery cracker. Honky.
That's so funny.
No.
We appreciate you, Chris.
I hope YouTube does a ban us for honky.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, what is acceptable.
If they're going to ban us for anything, it's going to be how hard you said white boy. That's what they're going to ban
white
us for.
boy.
Yeah.
I had someone do that to me at Bellagio. I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, did
that's
you?
tough.
I listen to hip hop.
I mean, that don't mean anything, but you're lucky he only called you that.
Oh man, I'm crying. Yeah, but the Clippers. Yeah,
I
back to
told
the
them.
Clippers.
Did you? I know you did. He pulled the Ken on them. Yikes.
Who'd you tell?
The nearest security guard. The nearest casino manager.
Security guard. Remove him.
It was my manager.
Oh,
but we were friends.
It's tragic.
I was just trying to get him in trouble.
Oh, that's
tragic. You know, Quan will tell.
Oh yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, first 48 over here.
Call me white boy.
How dare you call me a white boy? My name's Quan. So I caught myself.
And then my manager laughed though.
When he got told on, he left?
Yeah, because he's black too.
Oh, okay.
It's tragic.
So he was like, well.
But he also knew I really didn't care.
Oh, okay. You knew you weren't actually offended.
Yeah.
That's funny. Not to cut you off. Did I ever tell you the time my son was like in 5th or 6th grade? He was in the dozens. I guess that's what they call them. We call them running them or capping or roasting.
Yeah.
But they call them dozens. And he was roasting. They were capping against another kid. And he told the kid, "Hey, man, your mama's so black. When she lay in the street, they can't see her." All the kids like, ha, 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 ha. And so the other kid looked at my son and said, "Well, your mama white." And my son wanted to fight him. I said, "Boy, your mama is white. Why you mad?"
Why are you upset?
I gonna be mad that your mom's white, bro.
Don't be upset. He's
Don't be mad.
That's a hilarious story. You have told me that before. I forgot it. That's hilarious.
Like, don't be mad, bro.
Man.
You should have said, "And let's get back to your mom, the one with the 1 tooth." Like, that's just how we used to just run them. But kids nowadays, they get their feelings hurt.
Anyways, back to whatever game we were talking about.
Yeah, the Clippers game. I don't know which conversation is more interesting anymore, but Clippers. To all the players, the superstars that are on the Clippers or the all-stars that are on the Clippers are very ball dominant players. Yeah. So, you have games where, Westbrook and Harden feel like passing to each other and they look great. Then you got games where Westbrook feels like he got to take it. Harden feels like he got to take it, and Harden's not always going to be as hot as he was. I think that was game 1, maybe it was 1 or 2, but Harden was shooting lights out from 3, step backs, looking like Houston James Harden all over again, and it looked great. But these players,
he was great in game 1. He did look like throwback James Harden in game 1.
It was incredible. But even with a PG who's willing to share the ball, Paul George, Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, it's too many people who aren't gonna make the right decision,
man. And Paul George is great. Kawhi Leonard's great. I think they got Harden because Kawhi Leonard and Paul George can't stay healthy. I don't think they make that trade for Harden. I think they build around them if they were healthy. I think they traded for him because overall James Harden's been a healthy player. Yeah. Russell Westbrook's healthy overall. So they brought them in because their stars could not stay healthy. I don't think you build a whole bunch of superstars around them because they both need the ball if they stay healthy. And they would have built a team that I think could have dominated the NBA if those two players could have stayed healthy.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with Dallas in a 7-game series. I think they're going to win in 7 games. I just don't see a lot of stock being put with the Clippers. With them having too many people, you don't know game to game whether Kawhi Leonard's going to be available or PG3. If he's going to be available, I think it's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to that.
And do the players know who is the main player today? Like, do the players know that?
Last game, Kawhi Leonard was a game time decision, right? And so in a guy like James Harden or PG, they're like, okay, I need to be the man today because right before tip off, we're not going to know if Kawhi is going to play, right? And then when Kawhi ends up playing, okay, now is he the person that we go to when the game is on the line, right? And then James Harden and PG are like, well, he wasn't available last game, so why, and I think it could be a little friction going on there. And it's going to be hard to have all 3 of those players be consistent when you have one player that is inconsistent when it comes to being in the lineup. And I think that's going to go with either Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. James Harden, I think he just needs to go out and facilitate the ball, be the good point guard that you are, get those assists up, go ahead and exploit your mismatches, and go ahead and be that point guard for that team. And then if you're Paul George and Kawhi Leonard is out, you're the one that needs to take that last shot. If Kawhi Leonard is in a game, then maybe that is where Ty Lue comes in, and you guys can draw up a play where it's like, okay, Paul George, we're going to look like we're coming to you, but we're actually give it to Kawhi Leonard on this one for the nice, dump down.
Yeah.
So they got a lot of options. You got a lot of players that you can, mismatch and put in there and try to, work something. You got Terrence Mann who's coming in. You got Powell who's coming in. You got a lot of things to work with if you're Coach Lue. But I just think that with the inconsistency of the star players being in or out of the lineup, it's gonna throw the chemistry off a little bit.
That part.
And Orlando is now up 61-43 in this game.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Still
And
first half,
Knicks and Philly are 13-13 right now in the first. So,
yeah,
a lot of time to go in both these games in the Eastern Conference. Lakers play the Nuggets tonight. I believe it's 6:30 or 7. That game will be on. NFL draft is starting, NHL playoffs, all that going on as well.
Where's the draft at?
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah, they're finally doing something. Last night, the OKC Thunder dominated the Pelicans, and I thought this was going to be like I said it was going to be a single-digit game every single game. Chris Wynn said it earlier in the chat that you have to take OKC serious. Now, until they play a team that's a fully healthy team, they're playing the Pelicans without Zion. I do like OKC. They're obviously they're the first seed, so they're not a joke. But until they play at Denver, until they play Lakers, until they play Minnesota, we'll see who they really are. But hey, they're doing what they need to do right now. I like how the whole team went into the post-game interview. They usually interview one or two players. The whole team came. Yeah. And they love playing with each other. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is amazing. Top 2 in the MVP votes. I would give him the MVP because if it's that close and you win the conference, you should get MVP.
Especially when they gentlemen sweep the New Orleans Pelicans. I think Pelicans got one game in them. That's it. CJ McCollum has not went out.
Even going back to New Orleans, you think they only get one?
One.
Okay.
Yeah. Only one. CJ McCollum has not been as consistent as he was with this team as he was over in Portland. Yeah. And so I think, the fact that his jump shots is a little inconsistent. Then you got, Brandon Ingram, who just came off injury. He's still trying to find his rhythm. Yeah. Outside of that, are you looking at Larry Nance and who are you looking at outside of those two right now to help your team and catapult him to win over the OKC City Thunder? Because their whole team gets involved. You got Giddey, you got Williams, you got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You got all these guys that are playing as a team. And as a team, I would say Denver Nuggets and OKC are playing at the top of their level as a whole team. Yeah. The chemistry as a team, those two teams right there, it's going to be hard to beat.
And Giddey is missing the game on Saturday. He's going to prom, so he won't be there Saturday.
That's fake news.
Is that fake news?
That's fake news.
Are you sure?
Stop.
I'm not sure, but
I think he's going to prom.
What is this all about?
Prom?
Not during the playoffs.
No, I mean
that ain't happening.
I think it'll be interesting when OKC does get to a Denver or get to a Lakers because I think that's where they're going to be the most challenged. I think it's still going to be a series because with how they're playing, it's not going to be something that anybody.
Nobody's walking over this team at all.
Nobody.
I mean, they're the one seed for a reason.
Yeah,
they had to play every single team in the NBA at least twice.
Yeah, they're definitely we're gonna get a couple 7-game series out of them later in the playoffs, and I think.
They're exciting to watch, man. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to root against them.
It is. You mentioned the camaraderie too, like that. Obviously, they like playing with each other. It's been cool to see kind of just fun basketball. Win, lose, or draw, they're having fun. Get much attitude out of them. So I'm actually more excited than I was earlier in the year. I didn't believe the Shai hype at first, and now I do now.
I liked him as a Clipper, bro. I remember watching him at Summer League. Yeah. I'm like,
they traded him for
legit.
Paul George. I was like, why? How?
Right. Yeah, I was surprised. I just thought consistency and longevity were going to be a problem, and now the way he plays his game, it seems like he can do it every night for as long as he wants. And I had to put my foot in my mouth with that one. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's a real deal. So I'm excited to watch him for the rest of the series.
Has anyone ever been able to put their foot in their mouth? Have you ever done that before? Were you when you were a kid? Were you biting your toenails?
I've never been able to touch my toes. I'm the least flexible person on the planet. I'm the least flexible.
How do you wash your feet? Do you just let the soap run down?
Nah, you rub them together because skin on skin is better. You just
I asked somebody that when you get in the shower, how do you wash your feet? They're like, I don't. The soap goes down to the bottom of your feet.
That's crazy.
What?
They were asking that last night because on your herd with Biggie and Friends. They were talking about that in the studio because they had the estheticians and the whatever they all do, the feet and the nails. And they asked that question, and some people come in with fungus in their toes and just the dry skin in between their toes. I'm like, how do you not wash your feet? I don't get it.
Well, because people take showers and the soap and the water falls down to your feet, and they
gotta
feel
scrub.
that that's good enough.
Stop.
No, that's why you have I think they have the little benches in the shower sometime where you can sit down and wash your feet, or if you're flexible or you have good balance, you can lift one leg up, wash the bottom of your feet. You have your balance.
Yeah, I didn't know people didn't know.
I'm lucky. I got a standing shower, so now if I need to balance, I can hold on to the wall. I got one, But honestly, the shower, the little shower stool, been my best friend since I got out the hospital.
Yeah.
After I learned that I needed to do that because I wasn't flexible, I was like, oh, this makes sense. So I get why older people and other people use it.
I make my girl get on her knees and wash my feet like I'm God.
I wasn't going to say
I'm
it,
just
but that's
kidding.
really
That's really the way that you're supposed to do it.
Absolutely.
For all you men out there.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies, let us know what you think about that.
Girl, take a shower with me. Wash my back.
Wash my back. I'll wash her back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Seriously.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Reggie Bush got his Heisman Trophy
As
back.
he should.
Should he ever have lost it?
No. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, I went to school on a scholarship, and I'm obviously not going to tell you some of the things that I have received or whatever, or allegedly, if I received anything. But the bottom line is they took that man Heisman Trophy for no reason.
Yeah.
Come on.
And so
they
it's
knew
been, what, 10 years?
that they were wrong. That's why they gave it back.
Yeah, they're trying to prove a point, but I think we knew he was going to get it back eventually, especially with the way, college football is now with the NIL.
NIL. Man, I wish I had NIL when I was coming up.
Man.
I would have had a little something.
Yeah.
Track team.
But they tried to push this for so long. Eminem's coming out in the draft. They were pushing this for so long, so shout out to Reggie Bush.
The same hat?
Does he have a Speak Life hat?
He does.
on?
It looks like he's wearing a Speak Life.
Yeah, right. Are you serious, bro? That's huge.
That'd be great if he did. He's wearing the Lions hat.
We'll work on that.
He's wearing the Lions hat. But shout out to Reggie Bush for doing that, because that's heartbreaking, dude. Like you work your whole life to get to that point in college, right?
Yeah.
Up to that point. For the Heisman Trophy, the biggest thing you could win in college, even over a national championship.
Yep.
The Heisman Trophy sticks with you and you alone. The national championship until recently hadn't meant a lot, because it's like if you have the best record, you win it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the teams would win the games and you didn't even know who won the national championship for 2 days.
Yeah. It felt like the bowl games were more excited. We way more excited to see different like Pro Bowls, Rose Bowl, all those instead of the national championship. So,
but I mean, shout out to him for getting that back. Like I think we all agree he should have never got it taken away. Like quit taking people's prizes away. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine going to Chuck E. Cheese? You had 5,000 tickets and you get the biggest bear in there, and you walk out and someone from Chuck E. Cheese comes in. You cheated on one of these games. We're taking that bear back. Could you imagine that?
That's ridiculous.
I would burn down that Chuck E. Cheese.
With the children inside?
No.
Okay. No. As long as you clear it out first.
With the manager that took my bear?
Absolutely. He has to stay. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. I think that was a one of those things where it was like, come on, like it's college. You're literally we overlook that people are still people.
But the NCAA overlooks certain people that do get stuff. Like they know it's going on in every school.
Absolutely.
And they only go after certain people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've never liked or never understood.
Yeah. And it's usually to make an example, but people are people. And
I mean, we dealt with that at UNLV with Tark. Mm-hmm. A lot of other schools were doing the same thing, and Rebels were the ones that got busted for it.
Yeah.
All right. Caleb Williams. He's projected to be the first pick in a few minutes. Going to the Chicago Bears. I've been saying it for months. I think they should have kept Justin Fields, traded that pick. You could have got probably at least 2 first-round picks for it, and some other picks, and maybe a player. But is Caleb Williams worth all the hype? Is he going to be the superstar that a lot of people are saying he's going to be, or is he going to be the next Kyler Murray? I'm starting to hear a lot more comparisons to Kyler Murray than Patrick Mahomes recently, which wouldn't be worthy of a first pick in my mind. Or is he going to be a bust? Is he going to be a Ryan Leaf? Is he going to be one of these players in 4 years you're going to look back and say that was the worst draft pick in NFL history?
I don't know about the worst draft pick in the NFL history, but I'm not sold on Caleb Williams, especially after the way that they did Justin Fields. I mean, at least let them, slug it out in camp. But whatever, Chicago
benefits you.
Yeah, Chicago think that they're on to something, and they know something that other teams don't. So we'll see.
Yeah, Chicago fans too. Shout out my boy Joe. He's a diehard Chicago fan in all sports, and he's excited about Kalen Williams. So we actually talked about it last night. He's excited. He knows that that's the direction they're going, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we just we need something different. Obviously it's not working." So fans are excited too. So it's.
And I'll be honest, a lot of my friends that are Chicago Bears fans it's a mixed.
Oh yeah,
it really is mixed on that. A lot of people aren't hyped on him, and they know like he's going to come into the same situation Justin Fields was in, right? If you don't build an offensive line, if you don't build what you need to build around a quarterback, it doesn't matter who you're bringing in.
Yeah.
So that's why I think they liked Justin Fields, and instead of building around that to see what they could do, which I think they could have done a lot if they build a team around that, it would have been something. But listen, they did get DJ Moore. He's a great receiver.
Yeah.
So they have a good team already.
Yeah.
They're decent, but if you don't build that O-line, he's going to be getting beat up the same way. So we'll see what they do in this draft. They do have a lot of picks, I believe.
Yep.
So we will see.
Yeah, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm an Eagles fan. So we got like the
Eagles
22nd.
fan. How long you been an Eagles fan?
My whole life.
Bro, I have never heard that.
That's crazy.
We need a center. I think we need a center. And a some offensive linemen, maybe a defensive player here and there, but
yeah,
I think we need a center. And this goes for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh, okay,
so,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Niners have a lot of picks. We need secondary. We need O-line on the other side of Trent Williams. And Trent Williams isn't getting younger at all, so we need to start looking at who's going to replace him in the future. But Niners are in good shape. A lot of draft picks. Rumors of trading a wide receiver, maybe Debo. Ayuk is talked about wanting to get traded. You need to keep both of them at least this year. Next year, you're going to have to pay everybody when Brock Purdy's deal comes up. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I think you need to run this back with the players you have on offense. So I think it'd be, not the smartest thing to trade either of them. Debo's a key player for the squad that is going to win the Super Bowl this year. Guaranteed. You heard it here first. Quanstradamus. 49ers will win the Super Bowl. Where's that? New Orleans?
You want to put something on that?
Super Bowl 59.
Push-ups?
Yeah.
We do push-ups again?
Yeah.
All right. That they going to win?
Win the Super Bowl, not just get there.
Okay.
Last year, this past season we did get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he denied it.
I'll take that
he had
bet.
to do the push-ups.
How many are we talking?
Just for 2 minutes or a minute?
Just for 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 30 seconds.
My bad.
I'm not gonna lie. I started training just in case. I felt like Rocky IV, like I was in the mountains.
I lose
you knew
every
he was
year.
going to record it, and you don't want to be on camera, doing 4 push-ups in 30 seconds.
It would have been bad.
Yeah.
It would have been bad.
Tragic.
Yeah.
I lose every year. I bet my buddy or co-host that the Yankees will have a better regular season record than his Dodgers. In the past couple of years, I've lost. So, and we still got that bet on the line.
Okay.
Go Yankees!
Right.
Yeah.
Yankees on fire right now. Early, but still we got 300 more games to go. So we'll figure that out.
Didn't Aaron Judge? Didn't he break someone's record or breaking someone's record or past Derek Jeter or past something?
It's something
I saw something. I don't know. I don't pay attention to baseball.
I just know the Giancarlo Stanton is actually playing some really good baseball right now. So about time.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
Go Yankees.
What else we got? I think that's all we got for that. Let's get into some videos. I don't even know what I have. I just have really dumb videos. I send myself reels and then we play them on the show. So this says controversial. Oh, is this okay? This is actually good. Is this a 3-pointer or a 2?
Well, it's where you leave from.
Yeah. It's that simple.
One.
Ball's
That
out
is
of his
a
hand
3.
before he touched the ground. That is a 3-pointer. That is a 3-point layup.
I give it a 3 too. But I want to see people. I want to see someone do that in the NBA. I want to see what the refs would do.
Yeah, the problem is the refs. They don't know what the rules are.
Let us know in the comments. Is that a 3
Ever.
or a 2? Is that a
Ever.
3 or 2?
Yeah.
Ever.
So yeah, I say it's a 3, and it's where you lift off from. So
It's
there you
gonna
go.
be like that scene on Semi-Pro when the ref was like, 2 points, no foul.
That's a great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Not sports related.
And I have been fortunate and blessed to, during the course of being vice president, have many situations where
What?
it becomes clear to me that there are, people of every age and gender, by the way, who see something about
What's she
being
saying?
the first that
Is this
lets
AI?
them know they don't need to be limited by other people's limited understanding of who can do what.
What? Why? What and why?
I don't know what was just said.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic.
I don't know.
That's what it feels like when you have a sports talk page on social media and people are trying to get their point across. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I definitely read a lot of comments that look like that.
My only question is, can we say people of all Asians? Is that? Can we say that?
Is this little Fergie?
She's better.
She's a
than
little
Fergie.
terrible. Somebody need to snatch their kid.
Man, shout out all
Would
the
you
players.
let your kid, if you knew your kid
No.
could not sing, there's no way. They all have to keep their head down.
Yeah,
They're
shout out to
praying.
them. I said, don't point the camera.
First
this
off,
way.
somebody
Don't point
in the
camera
background
this
said, "Woo!"
That's her dad.
It's tragic.
way. I say it.
That is the
Parents gotta stop.
that
Parents gotta
is
stop.
the worst
Oh, man.
national anthem. That's worse than Roseanne Barr's.
I've always wondered. So when they say somebody's gonna sing the
It's
national
not-
anthem, they don't audition.
It's not worse than Carl Lewis's though. Carl Lewis
Yeah.
needed to be slapped.
Yeah.
That might have been. Yeah,
No,
Carl
it's not
Lewis
worse.
is a grown man.
It's not. Yeah.
Like he stopped it.
and he stopped.
Wait, let me get that back.
Or what happened on that last play.
Jamal Murray made a shot.
That is irresponsible journalism.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray made a
I
shot.
would have
made a
left
shot.
too. He made a shot. I played good D. You couldn't play better D. You were on him.
What is the question though? The question was silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
He tried
What
to
happened
word
on
it
that
to make
last
it
play?
sound
He
like it
made
makes
it.
sense.
What happened on that last?
He made it.
The problem is you got players like LeBron though who are willing to break down every play from a mental perspective. Like, oh yeah, that screen was a little bit harder than we
Bro,
wanted.
but as a
And then-
journalism, do you ask that question though?
no, not at all.
That's
Especially
so
because
silly.
you see how irritated he was the whole interview.
Yeah.
He was pissed the whole interview. Why even?
You're
ridiculous.
smarter than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask a better question.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
they ask questions just to ask them. That was
He
All
made
right,
the
next
shot.
video. Caleb Williams just got picked number 1, folks. Who's going number 2?
I'm gonna go
Are we
with.
taking Jaden McDaniels?
I'm going
Jaden
CP3.
Daniels? McDaniels?
He's
Did I say
available.
McDaniels? CP3. And you did talk about CP3 last week going to the Spurs, and then there's a rumor that popped up 2 days later that he might be going to the Spurs. I tagged you in it, then you tagged me in it, so we're tagging each other. But you did call that, Dre.
Boy. I'm just looking at it from a basketball standpoint. Like, what team can CP3 go to make an impact, and what has he done over
'Cause he
his
has to quit
career
ring chasing.
that has impacted other big men?
Yeah.
And he has done it with David West, Tyson Chandler. He has done it with DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin,
DeAndre Ayton also.
and Aiden. He's good when it comes to the pick and roll with big men. Why not have him and team him up with Victor? And then it gives him a veteran over being another pop on the floor for him as far as coaching.
I think Wemby's gonna look good too because he's like
He
there's
already
so
looks
many
good,
times.
but
Yeah, he looks great.
If you
but
give him a point guard like that to kind of
put the ball in the place at the right time, yeah, he's always cutting through that middle. He's always ready to take that flash, and sometimes he just doesn't get the touches that he needs unless it's forced. Chris Paul will change that for him. It'll be easy.
Yeah.
All right, we're watching the draft where a lot of the top, 20, 30 players are probably there, right?
Caleb Williams.
But then we come to the ones that aren't going to be there. Are we going to see any of these, Dre, this year?
So the Titans get themselves a big tackle in Isaiah Wilson
so.
from Georgia. Came from Brooklyn.
Give him some space, baby.
Girlfriends, this is not.
Baby, I
Today
said
is
give
not
some
about
space.
you. Today is not about you, girlfriends. You're not going to be their girlfriend much longer, anyways. Today is not about you.
Okay, let me go ahead and
Move
tell you.
over.
Let me tell you what the mama would say. Give him some space, baby. Just let him. They got the camera. Give him some space, baby. All right, just give him some space. I'm not
Give him
going
a little
nowhere,
space.
girl.
And
I
then
said
she's
give
like,
him some
yep,
space.
Yep. She probably never went back in that house.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him. He's shaking his head like, oh Lord.
Are we going to see any moments like
I
this?
hope we do.
Because we've seen a lot of these.
Especially when CeeDee Lamb took his phone away from his. She grabbed his phone
Give
though.
me that back. Yeah, which is crazy. Makes you wonder, does she do that all the time?
No, she don't do it all the time. She sees the opportunity. She thought he was going to be distracted enough
Yeah, there's no way.
where she could grab the phone.
She thought that'd be the time, like, okay, when he's at his happiest moment, I could take his phone.
Pretty much.
He didn't even look at it. He just went.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and say this to everybody who's listening, fellas and ladies and guys. Leave each other's phones alone before your feelings get hurt.
Yeah.
Nobody is 100% faithful with their phones. There is a lot of flirting going on each other's phones. Even if you're liking somebody else's video or picture or content, that could be a form of flirting. Don't
And I wouldn't do it.
just-
If I'm in a relationship, I'm not doing that.
Bro,
I'm not gonna,
if I feel like I
don't
need
need
to
to
grab
like
your,
someone's-
if I feel like I need to grab your phone, I don't need to be with you.
Yeah. All right, next.
Enjoy your life.
Our Karen of the week.
This is.
I have a UPS driver
Look at this lady.
who has my stuff.
She laid
He
under the
won't
truck.
give it to me.
I would have ran her over.
She laid
paid for
under
it.
the delivery
And he
truck.
says I'm under his
Would've been a
truck.
speed
Yes,
bump.
he is, and I will not let
I'm
him
trying to
leave.
leave and she's under my truck.
I'm laying under his truck, and
Why?
I will not let him leave. Street.
That's
Man,
tragic.
that's not safe. Somebody can hit you. You need to get out under there.
I'm in front of the gate, but I live in B10.
What?
I'll wait for my supervisor. I won't leave, but get out of there.
I'm
You're gonna
spraying
get hurt.
I'm
This is
spraying her with pepper
2024.
spray.
This 2024.
Yeah.
Oh
This is-
Lord.
Would he have gotten in trouble if you ran her over?
Yeah.
I would act like
if you know
you
she's
have to
there.
act like you don't see her.
Oh, okay.
So he
Yeah.
made a mistake
Right.
by acknowledging
And
that he saw
recording
her.
her. Yeah, he would've been like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my way now. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tragic that in 2024 we have to be subjected to things like this.
All right. In a segment called "Why Your Pastor Do That."
Let's go! The devil tried to block me, tried to stop me, but no. Tried to steal my blessing, but God said, oh no. I'ma send some angels to help my remnant. They're gonna see my goodness in the end time like never before. Devil, do you really think you can stop them? You can block them, devil. Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? Do you really think you can stop them or block them, devil? By the power of
Dre
the
got this
blood,
song on his
you
playlist.
are
He do.
Nope.
defeated.
Watch the dance though.
Defeated. His little worship leader over there.
He's living out his childhood dream
I
right
am
now.
done.
He's been waiting his whole life for this
Devil,
moment.
you've been hit by, you've been stuck by the word of God.
Oh.
I'm mad that they was using the Casio.
Bro, what would you do if you're in church and they bust that out?
I'm
Kels?
leaving.
I'm-
I'm holding my finger up and I'm walking right on out the door. The fact that the
Was that
keyboard,
the tithe song? You know when they take the tithes in the middle and
Come
they
on,
have
bro.
this special guest singer come up. Why do people do this? Why do church people do this? Why do you have to remake? You already have good church songs. You got hymnals. David wrote a lot of good hymns in the Bible way back in the day.
It's tragic.
Just keep singing those. Why do you have to steal popular music and try? When Beyonce
tragic.
came out with Surf Lord. Like they remade
yeah.
that song. They remade that song.
If I was
in
Michael
church.
Jackson, I would did like this. Sir, I'm gonna need you to stop.
Come on, Pastor.
Come on, man.
That's wild. I don't know. I feel like in those situations, nobody's ever going to be honest with him and tell him. So he'll probably do it again too, which is
It's tragic.
crazy.
It's tragic.
Probably go pick his next favorite song. You know, it's bad, and he's going to perform that too because that was rough.
That was bad, bro. That was bad.
I couldn't do it.
All right, would you talk about betting after what we talked about last week with Jonte Porter if you're an NBA player?
Would I talk about betting?
If you're an NBA player.
You know, respectfully, I'm betting on the Pels. I'm not betting. No Jonte.
He said no Jonte Porter.
I'm not betting on anything. I don't own a betting app. None of that.
No, that's funny.
But watch his face. I'm going to play it again. He knew he was going to say this because he started smiling beforehand. Watch. Watch.
I'm betting on the Pels. I'm not betting. No Jonte.
No Jonte Porter.
He had that moment of realization after still too, though. It did look like he knew what he was about to say.
He said no Jonte Porter. Bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, that is funny. That's a pause moment.
But if he was playing Denver and said that, because Michael Porter Jr. is over there.
That's crazy.
So the only good brother is the one with the dad's name.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was watching
because other Porter is in jail for six months or 6 years for killing someone. In DUI.
I was watching the Denver game the other day, and one of the announcers said, you know, Michael Porter Jr. is going through a lot right now with his family. His brother knew better.
Yeah.
What is he going through? The fact that he's got to take care of his brother now, like, like his brother had an opportunity to make his own money. Now you got to forfeit over some of your bread. Like, what is he upset? I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think mentally it should affect his game at all.
No,
at all. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It's like my brother makes dumb decisions in real life. It doesn't stop me from going to work.
Right.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Are you going to show the LeBron James walking out of the conference?
No, he does that so much. He has one of those every year.
Look, it was
Commanders
funny.
picked
When he left,
Daniels.
I was hoping he was going to pick up like a
purse again,
like a little something, a little satchel or something, but he didn't.
Funny.
That would have been hilarious. He should have did it just because there's a meme out there.
Yeah. That would have been funny. All right, and to close it out with our MMA segment of the week, what would you do if you're fighting this guy? And what was he drinking?
Josh is shooting from a ways out. Yeah. He needs to come in with kind of a
and he's stepping in it.
That's a first.
That is a first.
What it looked like milk and magnesia.
It's blue. It looks like the Mountain Blast Mist Gatorade.
Yeah. He chugged a Sprite and Powerade.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
And he looks out of it because he just, like you said, he walked over.
Is that Slim? No, it's probably not. Big ups to DJ Slim, man.
DJ Slim, gross.
Yeah, man, that's yeah. First off, being on that mat anyway, when there's other fights before you, there's always, blood, sweat. I mean, they should have something where they could just like pull the last match up and put something else down for the next one.
Just have different tarps for every fight.
I think so.
So you don't like laying in the blood.
Yeah,
they do
bro.
spray. Like I've watched them.
Yeah, I don't want the spray.
Like when I'm there, they spray the whole thing down, wipe it down before the next fight.
Yeah, I don't want that.
You can still see all the blood
stains. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, I just want them to just like maybe like something where they could just pull it up.
Yeah, it's not like they don't have the money to,
And we're in 2024. They got different things that they can, like pull up. I mean, come on.
That thick. They could do it. They could switch it up.
Spend a little money and do that, man.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't want to lay in nobody else's stuff.
But the people that clean, like when you're applying for that job, like I want to be the person that cleans the blood because I'm really good at that. Do you look at them like you might be a serial killer?
No, you need people like that. Like I got a buddy that works for Hazmat. They clean up accident scenes and things like that. So
yeah, I didn't think about it, but now I'm going to say like, oh, okay, that person's probably hit a body.
You might want to check their trunk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They've hit a body.
It's tragic.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah. They can afford to do that, man. Caleb Williams is was the number one pick with the Chicago Bears. Good looking for the Chicago Bears, who think that they will go to a Super Bowl with this guy. I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah.
Who is this? What's this? The number 2 or 3 pick?
That's Jaden Daniels going to Washington. Listen, that's a good look. They need a quarterback. We'll see. I like him a lot. I think he could be the best quarterback in the draft, but we'll see.
Interesting.
But I think you might see another quarterback going right here for New England.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You're definitely.
Look at the Commanders' first-round picks. Heath Schuler, Patrick Ramsey, Jason Campbell, RG3, Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, and Jaden Daniels. Jaden, stay off the freeway.
LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. Listen, man, we appreciate everybody. 80-56, Orlando is up, so they're going to go up 1-0, or they're going to be 2-1 in this series. Cleveland's still going to be up. I like their pinstripes on the key.
Yeah, there was a foul.
Don't know. Review
100%.
it. Send it to the review center
so that they can say it wasn't.
So
I mean,
it
makes sense.
The ball left his hands already before he smacked his teeth out of his mouth.
The Patriots with the number 3 pick, they are on the clock for all you sports NFL fans.
On the clock. And if you're still watching us and not the draft, we appreciate you.
And don't think that they're going to choose another Tom, that the next Tom Brady is in this draft. I don't think so.
You never know. But there's never been another Tom Brady in the history of the NFL.
That's true.
All right, folks, we appreciate everyone for tuning in. Check out Dre Saturdays on Let the Ball Bounce, 2 p.m. West Coast time.
Yes, sir.
Right here in the Gorilla Cross studio. And check out Kels wherever he's at.
Everywhere.
Yeah. But, we appreciate it. Are Raiders going to trade up?
They should.
They're number 13 right now. I think they need a
Who
quarterback.
Who they going to trade, though? Right. So
some
no.
picks.
They've been making moves. They've been getting rid of a lot of small pieces.
The pick is in.
Pick is in. We're going to leave right after this pick with the New England Patriots
selecting
what happened about
in this
year's
year's
2024
NFL draft.
I was ready.
The Patriots select
Drake
May from North Carolina, which is a great pick.
Number 8 seed Vegas Golden Knights go into Dallas and take the first 2 games.
Looking good.
Coming back to Vegas on Saturday, up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Listen, they look great. Beating Dallas, we beat them in the West Conference Finals last year. They think they're taking it. Their fans are going crazy, booing Mark Stone because they think we cheat.
Yep.
Because he was hurt and then comes back for the first game in the playoffs. You had thoughts on it before we go?
Yeah.
My bad. I made you study on it, then we forgot to talk about it.
No, man. Actually,
if I make graphics, I forget to talk about it.
The Knights look amazing. Shout out my boy Marshall Salt. He's amazing. Still looking good. I think that we take these ones at home. It should be a sweep. I don't see it, being anything else. I think it should be a sweep.
And I said Dallas in 5 on Monday, and they laughed at me. But I mean, not Dallas. Knights in 5. But yeah, it might be a sweep, man. We might come back next Thursday and it's already done.
It's hard to win in Vegas. It is. Our fans are crazy. One of the best fan bases out there. It's loud and rowdy. Home has always done good for us for the Knights. It's tough to win in Vegas. So yeah, I got a sweep for the first round.
All right. Yeah. I think Dallas could take one, but at the same time, if we win Saturday, I think it is a sweep. I don't think Dallas gets one. I think they're going to be. Their heart's going to be pulled out. And man, this Orlando Cleveland game is ridiculous right now. It's a 30-point game, folks.
Yeah. It's not looking good.
30-point game.
I want to see Donovan Mitchell's stat line, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Dude, Josh Giddey would be going crazy with this NFL draft right now.
Because
he wants to go to Park High.
They're in college. They're a little too old for him.
No, that's high school.
Oh,
that's Myers Park High School.
Oh, okay.
It's tragic.
Anyways, folks, we'll talk more NHL on Monday. Make sure you tune in. And Knights should be up 3-0 going into that game. They come back here Saturday. If you haven't been to a Knights game, make sure you check it out. We will be back on Monday, 4 or 6. We'll let you know. But go Lakers.
Peace. Go Lakers. Peace.